Today, we are going to take a look back, take a little Ryze rewind. We are going to highlight 3 class of 2027 standouts that we've seen this summer, starting with Jaden Johnson of the Atlanta Celtics.
Yeah, and like you said, Mon, we could go over that list would be 100 names long. And Jaden played on the talented Atlanta Celtics team as well. We talked about Kamaje, we talked about AJ. But I thought Jaden, what stuck out to me with Jaden was the fact that he was able to do it on and off the ball. He's got enough self-creation to where if he needed to go get himself a bucket, he could. He handled it well, played with good pace. He shot it well off the bounce, and he can finish at the rim off the dribble. But when he was off the ball, he came off screens. He used dribble handoffs well. He knew how to relocate. He shot it well off the catch as well. So he was kind of a double-edged sword, if you will, where you could put him on the floor with anybody. You know the talent that they have on that Atlanta Celtics 15U team, and he was just able to fit in where he could. You know, if he did get the ball, he was still able to affect the game. So that's why I like watching him, because he showed he can do it with and without the ball.
You know, you got to have a guy that can do it all, a guy that can do both.
Yeah.
Now, let's talk about a guy that won the MVP of our 2024 Ryze Hoops Battle for Georgia, Nazir Rudy Anderson, 15U Battle for Georgia MVP with the Georgia Stars.
Yeah, and when I watched him, the first time I watched him, I didn't know I was watching the kid who was only 14 years old. And for him to have his body to look like that, such a strong frame, nice shoulders, and then he's so explosive. You know, it surprised me that he was that young, but then the pace he played with, considering how athletic he is, how fast he is, he plays with a different gear downhill in the half court and in the open court transition. But when they played, I saw him play against Norcross, play with Norcross in the first high school live event, I believe. And they played against Hoover out of Alabama. And down the stretch of the game, when it was time to close the game out, they put Hoover's big man, well, I believe he's a highly rated prospect, that Hoover kid. They put him in the ball screen, and Rudy just took the game over down the stretch. I think he scored like 8 points, not 10 points in a row. And the pace he played with, the decisions he made, some of the shots he made, you know, in traffic, acrobatic, you know, showed some dexterity with finishing with the right hand, even though he's a lefty. He played older than what he really was, which was impressive to me. So to have a kid that's that young, that's built like he's built, but able to still play under control and make good plays, important plays, game-winning plays down the stretch was really impressive.
Important plays, game-winning plays, big plays, all the plays. Now let's talk about Jarvis Hayes out of Woodward Academy.
And so Jarvis was one that stuck out because, again, he's just like Jaden, where he was surrounded by talent, and he made the most of his touches when he was able to get the ball. Again, he's got deep three-point range. He made some shots off the catch in half court and in transition. And I do like the fact that when he made those shots in transition, it was deep, pitch ahead shots. So he saw an opportunity to take a shot. Clearly, that's a shot that he works on a lot because he was comfortable taking it, and it came out of his hands real fluidly. It was consistent. He worked the mid-range well. He's slight, you know, he got a slight frame. He's not very, very big, but he's long and rangy, so he can guard multiple positions. He shot it well off the catch, shot it well off the dribble. He really did a good job finishing at the rim through contact. And I do like that. What I did like from him is that I saw him guard multiple positions defensively and get after it. You know, he didn't run from a challenge. He guarded some of the better kids on the opposite team, whether it was a point guard, 2 or 3. So, you know, him being 6'6", that 6'7" range, I know his dad and his uncle, they both played big-time college basketball. So it's clearly in his DNA. And you can tell that he's been soaking up some good basketball because he plays like a guy that has been around some good basketball, and he's been soaking that information. So, again, for another kid who's so young to be able to do some things he did that I saw playing older than what he looks was impressive. So I like watching him as well.